Hello, thanks for stopping by the channel today. My name is Sandy, and in today's video, we're going to do some shopping at Ross. So if you'd like to see what's new in stores in Ross for spring 2026, keep watching. When I shop at Ross, I like to shop with intention because Ross has a lot of very nice, inexpensive things, but they also have a lot of cheap items, and I'm not really looking for the cheaper items. I'm looking for high quality items for an inexpensive price. Hopefully that makes sense. And I also like to think about how will I style this in my home? Like this bowl here, beautiful bowl by itself, doesn't really need anything, but look at it there with that moss. Isn't that gorgeous? Another option would be to put some beaded garland or something like that, or bowl filler in it. Just beautiful. For $16.99, cannot beat it. This is another really nice one here. This one is $14.99. Very nice. This marble bowl here, or trivet I call it, is really nice. It's $14.99. Now that would be pretty with a candle on it. And there's so many options for beautiful candles that would be very nice for a little vignette or whatever. This is a nice little tray here too, this marble tray here. Lots of ways to style that as well. This would be a nice little styling for an entryway table, or this would be nice for a bathroom. Endless possibilities there for that. So let's see what else they have down here in these aisles. Now today, to my surprise, the shelves were pretty full. But we have to dig through to find those treasures in here because, like I said, there are a lot of pieces that, you know, you may or may not want to bring into your home. So you kind of have to filter through to find those perfect pieces. But I'm spotting something back here. These sculptures here, they caught my eye. They're dancers. They look like they're bronze. They're beautiful. Imagine this. And I see a purple tag on this, so I'm really excited. That is $7.99 for that piece, but that's a gorgeous piece. This is how I would style that, like on a bookcase. That is beautiful. Love it. You can definitely find some treasures in Ross. Like this little accent bowl here. Love that. Love that it's more of a brass color, not that yellow, bright gold or shiny gold. Very nice little patina on it like that. You can also find a lot of decor pieces that meet your interest. So I saw the dancing piece, and here I see a globe. I love travel. I love globes. So this is a beautiful, beautiful way to add those types of decor pieces into your home to create that story for your home. Your home should be full of your memories, your stories, things that make you happy. And globe is just one of those things for me. And this also has a purple tag. To my surprise, they had a lot of purple tag items in here. And if you don't know, the purple tag items are when they have clearance items out, and you can get items for as low as 49 cents. It's been a long time since I've been in a Ross where they've had this much stuff on the shelves. The Rosses in my area have just been empty. It's been pretty pitiful, which is why I hadn't really done any videos in here lately, but I was pleasantly surprised today. This little bowl here, this is something that's been here for a little while, but this is a nice bowl, and it's a great price for it, and there's so many different ways you can style something like that in your home. For $14.99, you could have a beautiful candle holder. You could use it at your entryway table to grab your keys and change and things like that. So many things you can do with it. I love pieces that are versatile. Now, if you want to tone it down, you can just put a coat of matte black paint on it, or whatever color you want to go with. This is a very unique candle holder. It also has a purple tag. It was $3.49 for that one. Now, I really like these little agate. I don't know if they're real or not, but that's what they kind of look like. They are $14.99 for these, and they're just a perfect little statement piece. They would be nice for a cheese board in your kitchen. You could use them on a bedside table for your jewelry or whatnot. You could use them just plain in your home. It's so many things you could use them for. Lanterns is another item that I definitely always take a look at when I come into Ross because they have some really good deals on them, and they have some pretty good quality lanterns. And this one here is a pretty good dupe for the one that's at Pottery Barn, but lanterns are so versatile. There's so many things you can do with them. I love having additional light sources in my home, so I use them in my home all the time, year round. This one here is in my home near my coffee station, and this is how I styled it during the fall season. I just love lanterns, and I think that they're a great investment. Now, this is an area that I don't come down that often, but today I just decided to take a stroll down the aisle to see what they had going on. I'm not a huge fan of their candles. They don't tend to have very good throw to them. They don't have good burn time, none of that. So I don't tend to buy the candles from Ross. But I did want to look at their picture frames today, and this one here caught my eye. I just thought it was so different, so very different. My sister and I were just having a conversation about round picture frames or oval picture frames and how I never saw them in the stores. Well, since that time, I've been seeing them everywhere. They're definitely timeless, and they have that vintage flair. And that's a great conversation piece as well. So I'm coming over here now looking at their candle holders. Now these here, I like the shape of them and everything. Was not a fan of the gold, but I am a fan of the purple tag. And you know, anything like this that you find, if you really love it, you can certainly paint it to get it to your desired color or whatever. So I thought $7.49 was a little bit pricey for that. So I definitely did not pick it up. Plus I did not need it. These candle warmers, these are nice. These are a perfect investment. They burn so nicely, keep your candles lasting longer. You know, you get really good throw from them. $20 is a small investment to pay for a good smelling home. I love that. I love these August living paintings. They always have these at Ross. They're very inexpensive, but these are really nice. Not a fan of the gold frames, but the paintings are always very different, and I like that. And they have those in larger sizes too. So if you see some August living frames, give them a look. They do have some really nice pieces. I'm coming over here because I see these hangers, and I'm actually going through some reorganization and things like that in my home. I love to have uniform hangers in my closet. So I'm always in need of these. Now, I will say that I purchased these in the past, and they're not the best quality, but you get a large number of them. This one is $14.99 here, and you get a nice little stack. I believe it was 35 hangers there. So that's not bad for that price. You're probably going to lose about 5 of them due to the poor quality, but, you know, still not bad. If you have a boho style going in your home, wall art like these may be nice for your spaces if it works for you. Ross is definitely a good place to look for those. But now I'm back down a different aisle here, and I've ran into this little marble trivet that is $12.99, and it is like a gray and black, a gorgeous piece, just gorgeous. I would use it as a candle holder, but here is an example of how you can use it on your bedside table for your jewelry. That's a nice little piece. Now this is very random, but sometimes life is random. You see those bowls back there? They were 49 cents, and I did pick those up because I definitely will be doing burgundy this year for Christmas. It's never too early to start thinking, especially when you find something at that price. That was a great deal on those. So I'm continuing to look here, and these bamboo trays caught my eye. They were $16.99. They had a great look to them. I love the bamboo handles on them. Very organic, beautiful pieces, and they were lightweight. And I did like that because I would use something like this functionally in my home to carry my snacks or whatever. You could use them as on a table. However you use them, they would be a statement piece. And I love doing vignettes because they're easy to move out of the way if you need the space that you have them styled on, like a table or whatever. You can just kind of move it out of the way. So I love that about them. Ross is also a good place to buy vases for fresh florals. I love my fresh florals. Here's another purple tag. So they have some of the blue and white decor if you're into that. And they do have some on clearance, as you can see. And here's some more dancers here. Of course, these caught my eye. Very nice. This one was $12.99 for this one. These were in solid black. They had more of a brutalist look or minimalist look, but I love them. Now, these are stunning. Now, I'm not a fan of blue, but these are gorgeous. Look at these. These would be beautifully styled in your home just like that. They're $27.99 for this one. There's a white one that's next to it that's just a little bit larger. Very, very nice vases. Now, this one is very much so a dupe of one that we've seen over at Pottery Barn. That's a great price for this, and there's so many different ways that you can style these vases. Another thing that I love about them is that they are timeless, and you can use them throughout the year. Like, you don't have to worry about putting them away for the spring or fall or whatever. You can just put some different stems in them, and they will work for whatever season you're styling for. Definitely a great investment piece here. Or like I said, you can use them with nothing in them. Whichever way you style them, this is a good deal. $27.99, not bad at all. This Ross is full of some treasures today. So I'm spotting something else that I want to get a closer look at here. Kind of got to really have your eyes darting all around. We're going to get back to that wicker vase, but look at these here. These are really pretty, and there we see another purple tag. These are $6.49 for these, but these will be pretty as vase filler. Very nice pieces. And they also have some of the wooden garland there. Those have been around for a while. Those orchids there are beautiful. Look at these florals. Their florals are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So if you love orchids, this is definitely the time to run into Ross and pick them up. Now, these are easy enough to DIY, but if you're not a DIY person, $21.99 is certainly not bad for that one. This one is more pricey because of the vessel that it's in. It's $79.99, but it's gorgeous. Now, typically, I'm not a fan of Ross's florals because they don't look lifelike, but their orchids are pretty much on point. I really, really like what they have here today. Now, I'm spotting another one here that I want to get a closer look at. It's actually a plant, but it is a beautiful piece. Look at this. I think this is called watermelon pepperima or something like that. Don't quote me on that. Sometimes I know these florals, sometimes I don't. But anyway, this is a great price for this. It's in a rattan or wicker type basket here. Look at that. Gorgeous. And just imagine that like on the side of your desk or on a bookshelf, kind of cascading down. It's so nice. And here's another nice faux floral here that's in the little clear vase here. That would be really pretty in a small place, like maybe on a bathroom countertop or something like that. I'm kind of making my second or maybe even third loop around the store here because they have so many things in the store, it's easy to miss something. So this wicker or rattan vase here, these have been very popular this year. I've been seeing them at all the stores, but they would be beautiful with some nice spring florals in them. I'm so glad I made another loop around here because I didn't see this before. This little box here, a storage box, trinket box, whatever, very, very nice. Only $10.99. That would be beautiful to house your little trinkets in your home to kind of clear up any clutter around. I could envision those in a bathroom if you can find 3 of them. I know these are different sizes, but imagine putting like your Q-tips, cotton balls, things like that to kind of store things. That would be a perfect use of those. Or if you just got a single one, I'm sure you could find some little trinket things around the home that are around that you can use it for storage. So I thought that was nice. This is another nice little candle burner here. I don't think I saw that one the first time around. But anyway, let's see what else is in this store to choose from. We're trying to stop with the loop and get over to some things we haven't seen. So here we are over in the dishes section. So I always like to look for things that I might want to add to my coffee station. Didn't really see anything today, but I want to share with you what they do have in store. They do have these little teapots here, and since we are officially into the spring season and people do Easter brunches and spring garden parties and the whatnots, these are some nice little items that you might want to pick up to serve your little tea parties or whatever. The Kentucky Derby is right around the corner, so anybody hosting anything like that, those would be some nice little ideas for making a very nice little party. I always like to come over here and look at their linens in terms of table linens, table runners, tea towels, things like that. Today they had these Lennox tablecloths. I don't use tablecloths in my home. It's been a long time since I've used them, but they do have quite a few in that are perfect for the spring season. So if you do like that look with the tablecloths, check out Ross. Now, this is the area that I really love. I buy so many dish towels for my home because I use them so much. And then once they get dingy or whatever, if you bleach them, they get messed up. It's just a whole thing. But these are really nice. They feel really nice. I love nice material. They're 100% cotton, but they had a really nice feel to them. Very, very nice. These are nice if you like to go with that coastal theme. These are nice black and white towels and things like that. Just a great place to get them. Now you get a set here that used to be $6.99. I see now most of them have gone up to more like $9.99. Still not a horrible price for them since you are getting multiple towels, but it definitely is a price increase. Now I'm coming over here to the bath section. I recently did a refresh of my guest bathroom. I shared that over on the channel. If you've not seen that video, definitely check that out. But here I am over here today, and you see what I've spotted here. Now, if you're not new here, you already know. I have had an obsession with tortoiseshell and amber in my home, and I have quite a few pieces, too many actually. But that's only $8.99, not bad. Rugs are hit or miss at Ross, but if you can find the perfect rug that you love, you will get a good price for them. I don't think there's any place that has a better price for them if you can find one that you like. Now, when I look for rugs, I'm looking for quality. I'm looking for rugs specifically from Turkey. I find that they are really, really good quality. They last well, they clean well, and those are very important for me because I have a very active home. And so I need something that can stand up to that type of thing and having to be cleaned often, those types of things. So I'm seeking those out specifically. And the Turkish rugs, I have found that they really meet the bill. But they do have some very nice rugs, oversized rugs. This one here I actually own, and I can tell you now this is a great rug. I've had it for a while. It was a risky choice because it's light in color, but I've had to clean it. It cleans really, really well. It actually kind of operates like performance fabric, to be honest with you. Really good buy on that. I love to change out my doormats often, and Ross is a good place to come and purchase them inexpensively. They are not necessarily the best quality, which is why I have to replace them often. But if you want a different look, like for each season or whatever, it's not a bad investment. You can typically get them for about $8.99. This one is $11.99, so I guess these have also gone up. In the past, I paid about $8.99. And guess what? I won't be changing them out as often. I'm going to make sure that they last a little bit longer because these prices on everything have just really gone up. So I digress. I always like to take a peek over at the little furniture section in Ross when I come in here because sometimes you can find some pretty decent pieces. You do have to be very, very careful though with the furniture pieces here. This one here is actually a pretty nice piece. I'm going to remove these shoes. Not sure why they're there. But anyway, I wanted to get a feel for how heavy it was. And to my surprise, this one had a little bit of weight to it. So not bad. I really love the look of this ottoman here. It is a storage ottoman, which is nice. I love the little feet on there. It's $44.99. Not a bad price at all for that. It's very small in size. So that one, I probably, if I needed it, I would have considered picking that up. I really did like that. I am looking for a accent table for my home, and every time I go out, I kind of look to see what's there. This table here would not meet the mark, but it caught my eye. That would be perfect for a bathroom storage shelf or whatever. This table here I thought was interesting, and I wanted to get a closer look at it, and I had to really fight for my life to get over here because they just had some of everything going on here. But I was trying to get a closer look, so we're going to kind of go around all of these things and kind of wedge our way through here to get to that table. Child, when I tell you this section was a mess today, they literally had things inside where you really had to go around and maneuver your way to get in here to find an opening to get closer. But here is the table. We got to it. And the first thing I see there is a crack on the side of the leg there. So like I said, you do have to be careful with their furniture pieces. It was very lightweight, very cheaply made, but it had a nice look to it. Russ is definitely stocked and ready for the spring, summer season. They have all of the little melamine plates that are perfect for your outdoor living spaces. Very, very nice. And in some cases, you can get these things cheaper than what you would get at the Dollar Tree now that the Dollar Tree has gone up to $1.75 per plate or whatever. So, there's that. And they have some very different items here. So you can see you can get them in the sets. They had all different types, strawberry theme, lemon themes, all of the different things that you might want to go with for your outdoor season this year. Very cute little pieces. This set of 4 here is $7.99. Not a bad price. You could probably get a little bit cheaper over at the Dollar Tree maybe, but I have not seen the strawberry theme. So if that's something that you're into and you want something a little bit different, this is a place to come. I also love these water pictures. They were very nice. Imagine being out on your outdoor porch or patio or whatever with your lemonade there. They would be so nice, and they got you covered with your glasses too. These are made out of melamine. They also have these little popsicle maker thingies that are $4.99 for the kiddos. But get into these glasses. Very, very nice here. And you get a set of 4. These are averaging $9.99 for the set of four. Definitely a price hike here, but still very nice. Now, in addition to the glasses and plates and things like that for your outdoor dining use, they also have, of course, your outdoor planters. And this is definitely the time to come over here to Ross to check them out because they have oversized planters and they're not bad prices for these. Like, you can get some really nice big ones with the drain holes, ceramic, all different colors or whatever. So definitely check out Ross. I love looking at their garden section. I love having my little patio gardens going on. Like this one is $26.99, but it is really, really big for this. I don't know the exact size, but it is a good size for something like that for a large tree or plant, or if you want to do some vegetation or whatever to plant in there, like your vegetables or whatever, definitely a good choice for something like that. And these are frost resistant, so you don't have to worry about bringing them inside during the winter months. As I'm doing this voiceover, I'm wondering, why didn't I pick this little thing up? It was $6.49 for this. It is a LED light. It would be really nice for the patio. Like I said, I like to have all the light sources outside that I can get during the summer months because I like sitting outside, but I also like to be able to see during the nighttime or whatever. So yeah, I passed it up, unfortunately. But they have unique planters as well. So if you're into something like that, like a nice little statement piece for your front porch or your patio, whatever, Ross may have you covered. And these very, very colorful ones, these have been out for a while now, but they're really nice. They also have some solar lights and things like that. So if you need to refresh your lighting and things like that, this may be a good time to check those out. These are really cute. They're solar string lights, very nice. They are $10.99 for those, not bad. They also have some small garden tools, so if you need things like that, you don't have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's. You can check out Ross. They just might have what you need, so definitely check out your local Ross store if you have one in your area. We have one more section that I want to show you before we leave here today. We're going to come out of this garden section, and there's some wall art that I missed, and I want to show you what I found. So, of course, Ross has their mirrors. They always have nice, large, oversized mirrors, things like that. So if you're looking for something like that, you might want to consider Ross. And there's another purple tag. We are just hitting pay dirt today. They have this one here that has the LED lights. I think that one was $79.99. Not a bad price at all for that. And then this set of art here caught my eye. This was a set of three. It was $44.99 for this. And this just had a nice look. Very, very minimal looking embellished art. And the set of three is what caught my eye. But I love the fact that it was like the longer wall art. So definitely a nice little statement piece to take up space on your wall. You could do them side by side or on top of each other, however you want to label them, hang them. And this August Living painting, here's a larger one. We saw one earlier. They're so pretty to me. I just love these pieces. They're $26.99 for that one. And then they always have some, nice size wall art. This is a nice floral one here. If you're into floral art, very, very simply done, but it would be beautiful in a kitchen. And they also have some blank canvases too. If you are an artistic person, you can get some oversized, well, not really oversized, but nice size canvases to create your own painting. This one is really nice. I really like the way that this looked. It was so calming and so pretty. It was $69.99, so a bit expensive for Ross, but it was a beautiful piece. And definitely not a bad price for something of that size. It's just the fact that we're in Ross and I'm just not used to paying that kind of money in Ross. Here's another piece that is a great buy, and this one also has a purple tag. You see the price there, $27.99 for this. It was a 30 by 40, so that definitely is not bad for a piece of wall art of that size. That's a great deal. If you decorate with the blues and the grays and the grayish colors, this will be a beautiful piece. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope that you have enjoyed this shopping video with me. I have definitely enjoyed having you with me. If you are stopping by my channel for the first time today and you're not currently subscribed, I would like to ask that you consider hitting that subscribe button today. Hit the post notification bell. That way we can stay connected. I always do videos like this where we go through the stores and we talk about the things that are in there. So if that's something you enjoy, hit that subscribe button. To all my returning family members, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you all over here on my next one. Bye-bye.